Welcome to the Never Been Promoted podcast and YouTube channel. I'm on a mission to help you cut the tie to all the things that are holding you back so you can unleash your entrepreneur. That's some funky ass music right there. Let me tell you. Hey, today we have been live a bunch and this has been awesome. I've been saving this one. Okay, I'm just kidding. He just got on the schedule this time. It's just him. It's the last one to go today. But Kamran Shaikh, I call him Cam. He is voted the best looking guy from Pakistan 2022 through 2024. He is an actor as a side hustle. He's a marketer, I believe, full time. And he's not, we play racquetball together. And I will say his backhand needs help. Guys, I'll put up a Venmo later so you can donate for racquetball lessons. And racquetball is a little sport that 1% of the world knows about. And then another 1% of that 1% plays. And him and I met through a racquetball court. It's normal to meet guys online or in the gym. That's the two ways you do it. And so I met Cam on a racquetball court, but we're going to make fun of his racquetball game at length today. So this is going to be great. But more importantly, he's going to talk about his journey into acting. And he's done some pretty cool stuff along the way. And he's going to go through like what that is and all the things that kind of got in his way from pursuing a life passion. If this is the first time you've been here to Never Been Promoted, hi, I'm Thomas. I'm your host. Thanks. I hope you come back and I hope you come many times because our mission is to help entrepreneurs get better at entrepreneurship. And we're doing that through the stories of other entrepreneurs. So you want to learn something from his journey. Maybe you want to be an actor. Maybe you have an artistic side hustle you wanted to get going. You just got to take some risks and go do it. There's only two things I ever ask you kind of really to do is, if you really like the content, go to youtube.com and give us a subscribe. And if you're super juicy, hit the little ring the bell there so you know when we go live and we get on air. And if you don't like the show, or you do, or you just want to connect with me, go to linkedin.com and connect with me. If you're an audio listener, it is super important for the community and for the guest if you could do reviews. 5-star, awesome. If you don't think it's 5-star, you just hit me on LinkedIn and tell me what you'd like to do. And if you'd like to come on the show, you can also hit me through LinkedIn. Enough shameless promotion. Let's bring to the stage Kamran Shaka
You're
Khan.
a douchebag.
Shuka Khan.
You're a douchebag.
I am bag of douche.
I will kick your ass next time on racquetball. You'll see.
Literally, like you might kick me in the ass. You're not going to win the game.
I busted my intercoxal rib muscle right here. That's why I couldn't play you right.
Okay, so anybody who's not listening out there, I trash talk Cam for a good month. I had just walked up to him. I saw him playing. I was like, hey, I see you play racquetball. I'd like to get, and so I would just trash talk him through text. Like, yeah, your backhand. And I never played him, and I'd only said hi. And that's how we met.
That's right.
So, anyway. Cam, thanks for coming.
You're so offensive.
I am terribly offensive. So, do you miss India? Just kidding.
Don't you go there. Pakistan, not India.
I introduced you as the best looking guy voted 2022, 2023, and 2024 in Pakistan.
Actually, before that too, but anyway, okay.
Well, man, not boy.
I'll take that.
Even though realize guys from Pakistan, he's actually 22 years old, so they age a little quicker there. I don't know, it's something in the water.
Should
we do this for a little while?
It's the shitty water.
Just keep fixing your hair for a little bit. 5 minutes. You good?
I'm showing my bicep.
Look at those guns. You been in the gym? Cam, so listen. Okay. Before we get going, we're going to do an icebreaker for you.
Okay.
All right. I think I know the answers from a story you told me earlier. But if you were to be arrested and no one knew you had gotten arrested, all right, didn't know what you did, what would they assume, your friends and family, that you did?
Probably assaulted someone. Because believe it or not, 3 years ago, I did get arrested for that.
I would have picked that. It wasn't going to be verbal assault. It was going to be fisticuffs.
This guy online was bothering my wife. Long story short, I told him, leave her alone. Otherwise, I'm going to come get you. So anyway, he didn't leave her alone, kept calling at nighttime. So I told my wife, I'm like, why don't you set up a meeting at the library? And I'll confront this guy. I wasn't gonna do anything. I just literally showed up and I was gonna be like, bah, but this guy had a gun.
Yeah.
Pulled a gun on us. Yeah. This guy had a gun, pulled the gun on us. I took the gun, threw it in the back of his car. I bought him out and I threw him around like a rag doll. So, yeah.
I assume he got arrested.
No.
You got arrested for assault and he pulled a gun on you?
Brown guy, Georgia,
I don't
North.
see color. On camera, we look the same color. I just want you to know. In person, I'm more like the color of my shirt.
Yeah,
But man,
I know.
can I light a room? I can light a room. I mean, I know how to light a room.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you have an aura about you.
I do, right? You know, and yeah, I mean, so when did you realize your backhand in racquetball was terrible? Like, was it the first day you played, or was it like last week?
Listen, douchebag. My backhand.
You run around your backhand more than the political people run around questions on stage. Like it's that bad.
I need work on my backhand. You are absolutely right.
We're gonna work on.
But I will tip that ball right into that corner, and you won't even see it. You don't have to get the ball hard. You just have to get it to the front wall. That's all.
I will get it. I will run it down. It is very frustrating for you to play me. All right, let's talk about you. So, what's your full-time money-making job?
Full-time money-making job. I'm a director of marketing at American Elevator.
American Elevator. Is it an up and down job or something that's more steady?
I haven't heard that before, but yeah, it's pretty steady. It's pretty steady. My boss, Michael Graff, he really understands me, and he knows I'm an actor, and you know, he's there. He supports us. He supports me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, so you're a SAG card holder, and that's what's this?
Screen Actors Guild.
Screen Actors Guild. Sorry. And but that's not how you start. So you've had so the thing we're talking about today is your journey to become an actor. So just take us back to where you had the calling for it and maybe ignored it, and then tried it and maybe failed, and then how you actually said, screw it, I'm doing it. And what, like, just take us back to that kind of, let's do a little, you know.
It wasn't more of a screw it, I'll do it. It was more like an opportunity came and I couldn't pass it up. I have wanted to be an actor. I mean, I've studied movies, for God's sakes. I've been watching, the first time I came to the US was 1979. I was 5 years old, and I saw Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark in the theater. I was in love. That's the first time I ever saw an American movie. And I was like, wow, this guy with the hat and the leather jacket and the whip, this is what I want to be.
You also had a man purse, or
that's right, the man purse. The
somehow that's accepted. No way, I wouldn't even.
Oh, yeah, if I wore that, I'd be Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could fill it with cash, and I still won't even put it in the trunk. I'll
throw it right out.
Please continue.
Yeah, so I saw that, and I was like, hell yeah, this is amazing. I would love to do acting. I've always been an entertainer. I sing. I like adventure. I skydive. I jet ski. I ride horses. I do all this type of stuff. But movies was the place where when I saw movies, it just took me, you know what I mean? And I'm sure a lot of people have this experience where if you watch a movie, you know, you get immersed and you just feel like you're the main hero, or in my case, the main villain. So, usually I'm the villain. Hi.
Wait. I was going to ask you, when you watch movies, do you imagine yourself in the role that you could get, or the role that you want?
The role that I want.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to be the Pakistani Tony Stark. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to be Tony Stark, right?
I don't understand why Tony Stark's even in the picture, given that there's Thor and gods and people who can fly.
I mean, you look like Tony Stark, really. I mean, you can easily.
I do.
But there's too many white guys in movies now.
We have about the same income level as well.
I know.
I think he drives a slightly nicer car than I do, though.
A little bit. I think he drives an e-tron or something. Yeah.
But right, so you study films. You like, lots of kids, like, they dream, right? But there's a difference between I could be that, because even I thought, I'd love to be a comedian. I'd love to get on, like, do this or that. I did some commercials and whatever in college, but it's like so much work for like no money. And I was like, there's nothing here. Like, and so tell me what you did early. Keep going with that story, because I think a lot of people give up on it for that fact. Because I know I did. I was like,
I mean, I never pursued it, to be honest with you. I just looked at movies like, oh man, I wish. And then, and then I was in 2018 or 2015 or something like that, the 2000 something teen, I was working for Deloitte and as a business analyst. And somebody approached me. They were coming out of the Ritz-Carlton, which is like literally attached to the building in downtown Atlanta. And they said, they stopped me on my tracks. I was wearing a suit, had my hair slicked back, which I had a lot more of.
Oh, you still got quite a bit.
Yeah,
Did you just take it to your back? Just move
I've been
it,
taking Rogaine, dude. I've been taking Rogaine.
Yeah, you got to do guys. Rogaine, minoxidil. You got to do it. That with a little finasteride.
It is good. Yeah, exactly. So, so I had my, and I had a little bit of white here and a little bit of white here. This is natural. I don't color my hair. I've never colored my hair in my life.
Or bleach it.
And they said, huh? Or need
you
to?
Don't bleach it. It's a lack of color.
Yeah, no, my agent told me never, don't you dare ever color your hair.
That's a defining characteristic. That's how I know you're on the racquetball court.
Yeah. As opposed to all the other guy with the white hair.
No, I'm usually listening for the ball hitting the floor, and then I know it's you. But then I see you, and I confirm it.
Anyway,
okay, keep going.
So you made me lose my train of thinking. No, so this guy stopped me dead on my tracks, said, "Are you an actor?" And I said, "No, but thank you, I appreciate that." He's like, "No, I'm a producer, and we'd like for you to." And there was another guy with him. And he's like, "I was wondering if you've ever been acting. You've ever acted?" I was like, "No, but I would love to. I would love to try." And they're like, "Okay, why don't you call me?" And blah, blah, blah. I said, "Well, what is this for?" He's like, we can't tell you. And I said, "Okay, well, hopefully this is not a porn movie or something like that."
Right.
So,
not
so I said,
all there.
Yeah. So I was like, whatever, I'll call him. So I called him. He invited me in, and he said, "Come on in. Here's the little." He gave me a little bit of like 3 lines on it, and it was in. It was in English, but they were going to do it in Indonesian. And then they told me to do it in accent. And I said, okay, I could do an accent. That's not a problem. And I did it. Long story short, got the job. They said, this is like a featured extra for Captain America Civil War. And I was like, Marvel? It's like,
yeah. No, seriously?
And I was like, geez, are you serious? So I was like, up in heaven, and I went. I saw Chris. I met Chris Evans for the first time. I met Daniel Bruhl, who's the bad guy in Captain America. Yeah. Told everybody, "Oh man, I'm in Captain America. Wait till you see this part." Blah blah blah. I'm a black market auctioneer, or whatever. I'm sitting there, and I have a conversation with somebody about this weapon being sold right in the beginning of the movie. First scene, Russo brothers were right in front of me. Told everybody, movie comes out, waiting. Nothing. I'm not there.
Is it on the cut floor?
The whole it's on the cut floor. So anyway, so that something just happened.
Yeah. You know what it is? The movie studio is like, you can't talk about that.
Oh shit.
No.
Disney's trying to cancel us. Hello? You're frozen. Tommy.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Tommy boy.
Get him back. Now yours. Oh. Aha, we back?
Yeah. What happened?
That's so weird. Listen, this is why we have editing live.
Okay.
I think where we left off was you'd hit the cutting room floor, and you tell these people you're going to be in it,
Yeah.
and then you're like, were you waiting the whole movie like they were going to
but
work it in later?
it was a 14-hour day, just one day. And I was so intrigued with the whole process that I was like, I got to get into this. And I started telling my friends about it. Oh, I was in Captain America, but the scene got cut. I wondered where I can find that deleted scene, yada, yada. Mind you, I found it years later, the deleted scene. Somebody sent it to me. And then I asked Al, who plays racquetball with us, one of the old guys. You don't play with him.
Yep. Oh, I've met him. I know who he is. Yep.
You've met him, yeah. He's an actor as well. So he introduced me to his agent. And from there, it's history. I got NCIS, Ozark, Cobra Kai, Outer Banks.
I'm pissed. I loved Ozark, and I didn't even. I mean, I can't. I have a very good memory. I don't remember where you were in that movie or that show.
My scene got cut. That was the first project after Captain America that I got, and I was like, yeah, I think this is going to be my life. I'm just going to be cut from everything. So
Cam the Cut Shaikh. That should go
Cam the Cut Shaikh. So they said that no, we actually want you for a better part. One of the cartel lawyer. So I tried out for the cartel lawyer, and of course they picked the blonde lady.
She was good. I mean, come on,
she was awesome. She was awesome.
She was so cold.
Yeah. Yeah, she had to. You had to be, and I was cold too. But they didn't. I guess they didn't want another guy looking like the guy in the first season,
the young mean guy, the NBA guy. You would look too much like him. I agree.
Too much alike, and plus, nowadays you can't act like a Mexican if you're not. Well, I guess it's PC nowadays.
So you have to be Latino to act like a Latino.
Oh yeah, sure. I can act like a Latino.
So you don't have to act, is what I'm hearing.
I don't have to act like.
So if I got this right,
yeah,
you don't actually need to act.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I got it. All right, that makes perfect sense. That seems so.
They don't want to cast. Yeah, so in my opinion, it's acting, right? I mean, I'm acting.
If you can do it, that just makes you much more interesting.
Somebody
you
else
are comedic too, though. So you showed me a clip one time from.
The first time I did a comedy role, finally somebody gave me a.
That was your role. Okay, so it's first from
Half Baked
2, right, or the second?
Yeah,
and it just came out this year in 2024. Honestly, I think you got it. Like you
bitches.
Do you want to explain your role in this one, because it was very funny?
So I was the kids who were in the apartment. I was the landlord, and I'm a drug dealer and a what is that called? A brothel holder and an illegal nail salon. And I was like, and I can't have this for my business. Are you kidding me? So and then it's a funny scene where I grab my crotch at the end. It's pretty funny.
You mother bitches.
You mother bitches.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because okay, so what I love about what you're doing though is you're finding roles, you're working. You're not paying for a new house anytime soon unless you get like a lead role, or you get a lead role in a studio that allows you to be a lead role. However,
my agent believes I'm a leading guy.
I agree, but what I do think is possible, right, is you see this through is there's so many different series where lead role or major character role, if you think like a big show like a Vikings or Game of Thrones, there's lots of leads, so to speak, in it, almost like a theater lead, and then there's the main lead. Yeah. I think for sure. But take me through this journey. So this is like a 9-year, 10-year journey, life passion. You were at Deloitte.
No. 9-year, 10-year journey. I've been acting for 5 years now.
5 years. Okay. Well, I thought so I'm going back to when you were in Deloitte and you had that initial one.
Yeah. But after that, there was a big stretch of time where there was nothing. And I told and I told Al about it, and Al got me in Ozark in 2019, I believe, or something like that. 2019 or 20. Yeah. So that's why it was from 19.
That makes more sense. Okay. Yeah. It's you go do all this stuff, right? And you get the lag and you get the little taste of it, right? And you get back in it.
Yeah.
when did you leave Deloitte? And because like that's not going to fit with their brand at all. Having an actor on the
not
side.
at all. Not at
And so
all.
talk to me about the business side of, hey, paying mortgages and doing all the stuff that you have to go do from a professional career, and then moving into, because
so after Deloitte, I got a permanent position at Capgemini. And then at Capgemini, I quit Capgemini and I wanted to go into sales because I just felt like, at my real job as in New York, when I lived in New York, I was an engineer. I was a satellite communications engineer. And I used to go in to negotiate with the government contracts. So I spoke well with people. I got along with people. I persuaded them to do what I want. And then I presented myself to a local company here, which didn't do so well. And then after that, I've been with American Elevator for 2.5 years, 3 years now. But before that, when I went into the sales job, I was thinking I need a job that I can have my free time, and not free time, but other working time.
it is free time. It's time for you to develop as a human.
Yeah,
right?
So it is. You're right, and develop my craft. But also at the same time, these acting gigs are far and few in between. You don't keep until you get to the momentum where you're constantly booking work. You're always going to have this daytime job. You can't survive without it. Even though you do get very handsomely paid as an actor if you get these lead parts. As a day player,
or like recurring roles or something like that on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Recurring guest star. I played guest star, top of show guest star, recurring guest star for Outer Banks. Yeah. So yeah, I got paid pretty well for those jobs. But leading a series regular, that's the main goal, right?
Yeah. You so as you did this, I think I try to find these entrepreneurial lessons right along the way. And I think what you found is, and this is for a lot of people, if you want to start a side hustle, if you want to do something that's more engaging to who you are at your core, as you get older, you start finding these ideas of legacy, and like you got one life, and you realize that, hey, listen, I got less summers left than I've already had. You start thinking about stuff like that, right? But you also realize, well, in my current role, even if I had the time, they would never allow it, which is kind of like a Deloitte or even Capgemini for that, or any big firm.
Sure.
And then you're thinking, but I don't have time. So I need to find a place where I can have time, and they're also okay with me being who I am. That's a conscious decision that takes some conversations with, sometimes it just happens because you're just not a fit and you just exiting. But other times it's just a conscious, with your family or close people, you need to say, hey, I really want to do this. This is important to me. I know it doesn't make money, but it's your life. Yeah. You have to take control and own that. Otherwise, someone else is going to do it for you.
Absolutely. And with me, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I kind of fell into it. I kind of fell into the sales industry, and I kind of fell into the acting, and I kind of fell into, okay, I'm good at this acting thing. So I can do this job too and act at the same time. I've been very blessed. I've been very lucky. But if you want to make a conscious decision, you certainly can. And I should have a long time ago. If I had to do it all over again, I would do it way before. Like, okay, this is what I got to do. So learn from me, folks. Learn from me.
You make that conscious decision, and there's so much more fun here. So the thing with making the conscious decision to do something else, but you also then have to now that you have the site, you just can't be, can't just be the best looking guy from Pakistan from 2022 to 2024. You have to work on stuff. So what are you working on that you're like, hey, I'd like to get this type of role? Does your agent go, hey, listen, learn these accents, go do this? What do you do on the side hustle to develop your own? Is it to perfect the character? What do you do with that?
The more you audition, the more you develop your craft. I asked my agent, dude, because my agent's Alexander White. He's the topmost agent in Atlanta. He selected me. He only picks people that are well off, because I didn't tell you this, but the first agent that Al introduced me to, I left that agency and went into this one because he just Alexander White is just a very well-known name.
Never heard
He
of
told me, yeah, what'd you say?
him. Never heard of him.
You dick. Anyway, it's because you're not in the industry.
Exactly. You're right. I absolutely don't know who that is. But no, I'm kidding.
So, but he told me, he's like, I don't suggest you take acting classes. I've never taken acting classes in my life. I haven't. It comes naturally to me.
And also, I think there's a lot of scam with that. We'll go take that as a side note. But anyway,
there's a lot of interpretation. There's a lot of making it your own. There's a lot of living in the moment. It's just getting into the. First of all, you don't get picked a lot for, like, I'm not a character actor. I'm not going to get picked for the Joker. You know what I mean? If I do, then I did a great job. I get picked for stuff that fit me, basically. And mind you, I will take whatever they give me at this point because I'm not there yet. But as far as perfecting my craft, I told my agent, and my agent said, I don't suggest you do any acting classes. Stay fresh. Stay fresh. In other words, don't let anything get into your head that will steer you away from your momentum. Right now, my momentum is that I'm constantly, auditioning, boom, I get one. Audition, boom, I get one. For every 50 to 60 auditions, you may get one.
Exactly. And you could nail the audition, but they're like, we want a guy 5 years younger. We want a guy with no white hair. Like, it can be as simple as that. Like, we love him.
We want a guy who's well known.
Yeah. Well,
that's
who's well known from Pakistan besides the president or dictator. Or
well,
what is it in
Pakistan? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Imran Khan.
Not well, I have no idea. But my point is, like, in the acting world, right? Like, and our neighbor, they have a daughter who's like 10 or something like that. She's done she's been in a movie. She's been in a scene with The Rock speaking. She's done stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah. She's like, she's like well on her way. Has auditioned some huge things. Wow. But they're like flying all over the place to do this, and they're auditioning everywhere. And you see that, and you're like, man, as a parent, I mean, I applaud them for what they do. We could not support that. We'd be like, man, we can't time, money, all that. As you get older, you say, listen, I'm just going to focus on Atlanta market and big deals in Atlanta or in California, right? And so you're staying fresh. But what I've noticed is, like, in actors, and so I don't know the industry, but I do see, like, a Vince Vaughn gets a character that's for Vince Vaughn. I don't think he's acting at all. I think he's just reading.
No, he's just being himself. You're right.
He's just being himself. And is that the advice you basically got? Is just be yourself.
Be yourself. Yeah. Be yourself. Put yourself in that scene. You've got a customer, you've got a patient, I played a doctor, I've played a guard, I've played a police officer, I've played a lawyer, I've played a villain. So yeah, whoever is against me or whatever, I pretend that I am. It's a pretend game. It's literally pretending. I play pretend.
Who's the guy? Okay, so this is interesting. Comes down to brands. So the discussion is, although we're talking specifically around acting, there's a brand. You need to develop your person.
Yes.
To be known for. So, because when you see some people, like in shows, you'll see them in another show in a similar role, doctor or whatever else, because they're believable in that role. Yeah. So when you do something like a Harry Potter, right, the kid's got to go on stage naked to break that mold so you can see. Like, that's what happened. The first thing he did was do something extreme the other way.
Extremely the other way. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And so you see, like, to get your character type of piece, you have to develop a brand that has like, hey, I could be these kinds of guys. Do you then look at that and go, what kind of lawyer do I want to be? What kind of shop owner do I want to be? Sure. And do you then just work on that character? Like, whenever I'm a shop owner, I'm from India and I have this Southern accent and I'm this, or I'm from Pakistan, or I'm whatever. Like, is that how you approach it? Like, in your own personal brand? Yeah,
exactly. So, I can be a creepy doctor. I can be a creepy lawyer. I can be a really sweet guy. I can be a douchebag. It just depends on what the scene's calling for, or what the character's calling for, actually. I just auditioned for a feature film as a lead, finally. So my agent's only been giving me lead parts now to audition for, which is harder to get because, the first thing they look at is he going to bring in the money? Production is going to look at, how many followers does he have? How many, is he lucrative for us?
Right. Well,
Unless
also, can you show up for 3 months for filming? It's another question.
Yeah. I mean, I would tell
you
my
got a
boss,
lead role. You have to exit your job or at least take a hiatus. So you can say, hey, listen, I got to exit for 4 months.
Exactly. Either that or, believe it or not, nowadays auditions, first of all, I know you were talking about your neighbor auditioning elsewhere. Auditions are all on tape now. You tape it.
Well, I should say the callback she's getting, the go meet directors.
Oh, callback. Okay.
They're like,
wow, she's getting callbacks. That's amazing.
Yeah, they're like Broadway shows. Like this is like a whole new level stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's cool. My kids do like local plays with her.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
It's like fun. Anyway, you see this kind of and I have other friends in Atlanta who are in the world that you're in, and they're all great background auditions, but then their jobs, like they have to like one friend of mine shoots it with Tyler Perry a bunch, and he's done that a few times. He's like, they're notorious for shifting schedules. Like, so when I'm supposed to go on a Friday, I got to be prepared 2 weeks to show up at any given day, or they're not going to pick you again because they're going to be like, well, he's not.
You're unreliable. Yeah.
Right. And so for you, like you full-time job, can they make money on you? And so it's the same thing, right? Like when someone hires you, or you're being hired for a service you provide as an entrepreneur. You are that service now in the brand. Can they make money on you? Can you deliver what they say? Can you do it consistently enough? Exactly. And for a lead, you got to show up in that character every day, and it can't be. Is he different today? Like it's got to be congruent.
It can't be half-assed. Yeah, it's really.
How do you do that though? Like I've always wondered that. Like these guys that like get into these. Is this how they lose their mind? The Daniel Day-Lewis's of the world that just become that character for a year.
I can't method act. I mean,
that's what they do, right?
That's a method actor. Yeah. For me personally, I can click it off and on for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know how. I guess I was, it sounds cliche, but I was built for this. I can click it on and off. Yeah. I can have an accent right away. If you want me to have an accent, I can talk with an accent.
I can't do the Indian accent. I can't. All I can do is white guy accent. That's it.
Well, I can do a white guy accent too.
But Cam, I can do the sexy voice. And that's
that is shit a nice voice. Dude.
You put a little butter on that. Low carb, high fat.
I can. You know what? If you see my lawyer clip on Creep Show, I was in Creep Show. I was a lawyer. Listen to my voice in that.
I mean, it's pretty sexy. I was listening to it last night.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Our story begins in my bedroom.
Your voice is there.
I was doing deep research on Cam, the cut scene.
Your wife must be like, "Can you do the audio? Can you do the radio announcer for me again?"
Oh, no. She's like, "Can you shut it?" I'll disclose this. I have a brand called Sexy Voice Guy, and I do experimental content.
No way.
You can Google it. And the last thing I did is I read a book called Porn for Women, where it's like, take that vacuum and push it back and forth.
No way.
Those bitches. Don't forget to clean them first.
Yeah. You're kidding.
Porn. No, it's true.
Well, I said, remember, I when I met you, before you even told me about this, I told you, dude, you got a really nice voice. You should be doing something on radio or something. And then you're like, well, I have a channel. And I was like, what?
Yeah. Radio. Do people listen to radio? Because it's all advertisements.
You listen to Howard Stern. So
that's just entertainment at this point. Okay, let me do something here. So I haven't done this much. So anybody who's listening wants to get to know you, follow you. You do all kinds of fun stuff on Instagram. It's well, you tell me. Tell me, first of all, in your world, I always ask anybody on the show, like, who do you want to get a hold of you and why, and how do they do that? So I'm going to give you the floor here in solo mode. You have 1 minute. Oh, that's you. That's me. Hold on a second. Try that again. Hey guys, technology's hard. Okay, we had a
wait.
Right,
so you can follow me if you want to get a hold of me. You can follow me. First of all, you can always DM me on Cam Shaikh Official on Instagram. That's the best place to reach me. Or you can get on IMDb and you can contact my agent also. My agent is Alexander White, and he'll get a hold of me if you need me.
He's a big name that I've never heard of.
You think?
You're like, one day I might meet him. Be like,
actors know who you're talking about. I promise you. Especially in Atlanta.
But do you ever do any? Have you ever thought of, like, from and I don't know how to hurt your brand, but like I always try to like brainstorm ideas for people to make money, right? And
Okay.
sometimes it's unwarranted and you can just tell me to be quiet. But I think like you'd be a great personality to go speak. And you know, and I think you had a passion for this. I think we were talking one time about the young actor's journey and kind of like some advice,
Yeah.
just like not to shut it down, like to go speak in front of, you know, schools or from a corporate to do this. I think it'd be a great
I
way for
would
you to.
love to, but I just don't know how to market myself. I know how to market an elevator. I don't know how to market myself.
We'll take that offline. I'll show you how to do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've got people. I know people.
You know people.
I know some people in the marketing world. Yeah, a few.
Yeah. I mean, I would love a publicist.
Yeah.
But I have a manager now in LA, so he's managing my publicity and all that stuff. So yeah, so I just picked him up a month ago.
It sounds like when you say manager, I think they're more like a pimp. Like they
Basically,
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do they wear the funny hat and
they wear the fur coat with the large clocks? Yeah. Yo, man.
Yeah. You could be a pimp. That'd be a nice character for you.
We'll be a pimp. I could be an Indian pimp.
You could be like a very soft-spoken with a lisp pimp.
Hey, baby.
Hey, seriously, my girl.
Come here, sugar. Where's my money?
Like Mike Tyson is like
What?
levels.
Mike Tyson. Come here, babe.
There was a side note. I was playing poker in a casino not too long ago. There's one north. Anyway, there's a guy there that looked like a 75-year-old Mike Tyson. I mean, like spot on, talk
What
like
if it was him?
dude. And his first hand, he went all in against me and lost. And I was like really scared this guy was going to beat me up. No joke. Like I was like, oh my god, this guy's
Wait.
massive.
You lost and you thought he was going to beat you up?
No, I took his money.
Oh, you took his money. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
first hand.
Hey, man, give me back my money.
He was like, I knew I shouldn't have called you, but you went all in so confidently. I didn't believe you. I was like, as intended.
Oh, really?
I had quads. I had four of a kind. There was no way I was
wish
losing.
I knew how to play poker, dude.
Well, you're going to. You're going to come to my annual poker birthday night. Just bring lots of money. The fact that you don't know how to play is perfect. That's what we want.
Oh, God. Beginner's luck. Don't forget that.
It lasts for a while, for sure.
Yeah, it does. And I know when to quit. So
you can't
very
quit.
conservative when it comes to money.
You got to. It's a tournament. All right. Listen, I think this is where I'd like to go with this. So as we kind of close it out, you're finding success in this side.
Yeah.
In a minute, if you got a big role that was going to lead to other roles, or even like it was a 1 year worth of salary role,
right?
You're torpedoing right now to go do it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's my point. Is you're willing to risk. This is a risk question. You're willing to risk the career that's, though it's full time and it's making money, it's paying bills, it's doing all those kinds of things, right? You want it so bad, you're willing to trade that when it's right for less money initially, for more of what makes you happy.
I hope he's not listening to this. Yes.
I mean, you'd be crazy not to know that. Like anybody who
would
say,
I mean, anybody would, right? For millions of dollars, of course you would.
I mean, the truth is, for that elevator, they should hire you back as a spokesman. So they should keep a good relationship.
Exactly right.
Anyway,
there you go. That's that. You're thinking like Michael now, my boss. I told him, I said, look, if I get major roles or anything like that, you can get me off a salary. You can just give me commission. And he's like, yeah, that'll work. That's fine.
Perfect.
Because I'll still do my job. My sales guys will do their jobs. And if they're making money, then we're making money. You don't have to give me salary.
You could use my face as an actor, and you can pay me my exact salary and commit. And
on Instagram, I actually posted about my company, and they had 150 followers. Now they have 6,000 followers. So it does work.
It does.
And I didn't ask for a penny for that.
And so that was where I was taking. So you're really a risk, but there's some bridges to get there. And you even talked about it. You got to develop a personal brand, which you're doing and done from a piece. But now you got to get it out there. You got to market yourself and go get that 1 million followers on Instagram. Right. And that makes you way more marketable, because when your agent goes, hey, this guy's done work. He's working. He's got 1 million people following on Instagram. So, and that gets you to the smaller films as leads, because he can be like, hey, he goes and posts what's going on behind the scene. People are getting ready to go buy this.
I always post BTS stuff and promote. So BTS is behind the scenes.
If you fast forwarded a year, what are you gonna be most proud of you did in the acting space?
Oh shit, I haven't gotten there yet. But for now, I'm proud of Outer Banks. I was the main villain in Outer Banks for season 2 and season 3. Not the
My
movie.
oldest loves that show, so I will say I've.
Oh yeah,
Oh my God.
Tell. Yeah. I mean, I have a feeling it's coming. My agent swears by it. My agent says, "Dude, you're gonna get there." In fact, all his other and the all the other actors that are in his roster, there's a lot of them that I speak to, and they say that Cam, I'm not a leading guy. You are. You're gonna be a leading guy. You'll see. You're gonna be a leading guy. And
You,
I
by the
have
way,
yet to be there, get there, but I'm trying my hardest, man. I'm
once people meet you in person, you can't even make eye contact with Cam. He's too good looking. You're like, I just look at your
That
feet.
is so not true, dude.
Can I look at your feet?
You bash me.
All right. I will give you marketing. Why such a serious look on your Instagram? As opposed to the bright smile that you are. People like smiles.
That's the type of characters I usually play. That
there's a dude in Hollywood. He's got super white hair, right? He's got super. He's a white dude. Always plays the villain. He does that so he doesn't ever have to be in a love scene. Like I think he's the bad guy in every movie, basically. I will find it. The point being is, even he.
See, I show my scar on purpose. I got this nice scar running over here.
Oh, I can't see
which I got from a car accident. People think I'm a badass for that. It gives me, quote unquote, everybody tells me it gives me character, but I usually do this look like.
I think you should change it from a car wreck to what's that curved sword from Indiana Jones? Those guys had that sword.
You mean the one that were going like this?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. You can see that was my dad. And
that was my
he was
dad
practicing one day, and I walked by and filet mignon right there. Like,
that's a good idea.
As you go through your career, I wanted you to fast forward, though, not what you're proud of this year. I always ask entrepreneurs to think ahead, right? What is it you're going to go accomplish in the next 12 months that you're going to look back and go, I am so glad I did that. Like, I'm so happy. It could be anything, really, but the path forward, what lies ahead?
I am, first of all, auditions have been far and few in between right now because of the SAG-AFTRA strike. It's finally coming to an end by the end of July, by the end of this month. The negotiations back and forth are finally coming to an end with AI and all that shit. But anyway, I am really hopeful that for the fall season, that's when auditions go whoop, they climb up. I think I'm going to book something of a leading or recurring role, or at least a series reg type of role, and it's going to be a character where I'm not going to have to do a crazy transition. Hopefully.
What do you mean by that transition?
In other words, I don't have to pretend to be something totally different from what I am.
Gotcha.
I can
it'd be hard to get a role that you wouldn't, right? Because it'd be hard
surprised.
to say again.
You'd be surprised. Look at Brandon Fraser. He played in The Whale. He played an overweight gentleman, right?
Well, he has packed on a few. Let's just be fair.
He has, but that was still a suit that he wore. But he has packed on a few, yeah. But he's such a humble guy, dude. Such a humble guy. Yeah, such a sweet guy. Or something like, in Pirates of the Caribbean, Johnny Depp plays that. He totally goes like this and does the accent and everything like that. That's not easy to do on a day-to-day basis.
I heard he based it on Keith Richards, just hanging out with Keith Richards. That's how he got that character, and that's how Richards. That's how he ended up in the movie. Was Keith Richards was in the movie? Okay. He's like, I just based it off of him. He's like, it's based on a drunk.
Know that.
He's like, hanging out with this guy all night. That's funny. Like I think that was his research, was just knowing him. The guy I was talking about is Neil McDonough, by the way, McDonough. So he is the bad guy. That's always the bad guy. Neil McDonough. Here, I will show this. Oh wait, no one cares if I've been selected. This is not fun. So you're gonna have a big role. You're gonna have it here. This is it. No. Here it is.
We're going live.
We're going live. I don't care because people make it this guy right here. This is always the bad guy.
Yes, yes. Actually, he has played a few good guys.
As long as he doesn't make out, because that's his thing.
Yeah. Oh, really?
So you're gonna land. I think you'll land a lead role. I know you said you had auditioned for a few things. I would love to. I'd love to be able to say that the guy that you hate, I will hit with a racquetball on some Saturday morning if you don't like him enough. Be like, dude, don't hit me in the face, man. I gotta do this.
Yeah. I'm gonna wear a mask from now on with you.
You should.
Yeah.
Cam, thank you by the way for getting on here with me.
Dude,
I'm gonna, obviously, I think we talked about this. I'm gonna have you on again for sure. I want to kind of keep this kind of going with what you're working on as you start breaking through any things you realize in your own journey. Yeah. I want you to bring it forth because I think anybody out there, you got to connect with him. You got almost 80,000 followers on Instagram. Yeah. You're on the way, right? Like you're building it.
Follow me. Cam Shaikh official.
Yeah. More importantly, send him some work, right? Like say, hey, listen, I want you to be in my film.
Absolutely. I would love to work. I love
it. That's good. Yeah. Thank you, by the way, for jumping in with me today.
Hey, man, this is my pleasure, buddy.
All right, I'll be right back. Let me say goodbye to everybody, and I'll send you to the green room, blue room, whatever you want to call it. There's just no snacks or anything else in there enjoyable, but enjoy it.
There's nothing here.
See you in a bit. Thank you. Hey, thank you guys for anybody who's made it this part in the podcast, the YouTube channel. Cam is awesome. He's a great, fun guy. He's hilarious. If you have the privilege of ever meeting him in person, you'll see what I mean. And if you're on your journey as an entrepreneur, maybe you're trying to be an actor on a side hustle. Maybe you're just trying to start something on your own, like a little marketing agency or something. You got to learn that you got to take some risks. You got to go develop your version of that brand. You got to do what you need to do to become something that's calling inside of you. And that's what this podcast is about. It's about unleashing that entrepreneur. And the idea is really cut the tide of the stuff that's holding you back. And oftentimes it's just an excuse. It's something that you can solve if you really want it. So go solve it and go get it done. If you liked it, listen, I'll say it again, youtube.com/neverbeenpromoted. Give it a follow. Connect with me on LinkedIn if you want to come on the show or any feedback or anything else. And if you're listening to this, please do the reviews. 5-star. That's what we ask. If you don't think it's 5-star, give me a message and we'll figure out what we can do to make it better. Thank you so much. Until we meet again, get out there and go unleash